Hello, my High Priestess Key family. This is High Priestess Key 333 in the place to be for the one, the two, and the what? The three. That's for that knowledge, that wisdom, and that understanding that I'm here to bring to you today in reference of the crescent waxing. Now, as you guys know, I do these moon phase readings all the time here on High Priestess Key. Shadow work sessions I've been pulling out for you guys, some that have been from years back, some that have been from last year, some that have been from this year, right? So hopefully you are enjoying those. They can help you amongst your walk in your spirit on your spiritual path in reference of whatever type of shadow you may be, your shadow work that you're experiencing at this time. It's all about tapping in, right? Getting to know thyself, getting to know the other side of you, right? Whereas most people feel like they're all angelic and there's all love and light all the time, there is not. There is that other part of you, right? It's the yin and the yang. It's the divine masculine, divine feminine. It's the good and the bad, right? It's the traumatized, trauma, drama, childhood issues, many things, right? That may need to be tapped into. Well, not may, it needs to be. And so that's what Shadow Work Sessions is there for you for. I created Shadow Work Sessions 20 years, 20 years, 2020, okay, was the year. All right. So it's here for you still. And I do it every other week over on Patreon with the newer ones. Okay. So if you love Shadow Work Sessions, come over there and join me on Patreon and you get it every other week. I still do them. Okay. So those are like in the tuck, right? And they'll soon trickle out, but maybe next year sometimes and so forth. Okay. But if you're on Patreon, you get the whole library, which is over 100 videos. Okay. All right. So we're talking about the crescent waxing today, though, right? So as you guys know, the crescent waxing is when you can like see the crescent of the moon, right? So it's mother and father, it's the light and the dark, it's your ancestors coming together, shining light on that darkness at that time. But there's many things that can happen and shine through at this time as well, good and bad, right? Because it's duality and everything. Right now, I had to tell you about the planetary alignment. Now, here I speak on the true sidereal and the VEDIC energy. Okay, when it comes to astrology, it won't be the same energy and the same messages. Well, it will be the same, right? Messages, because it's the ancestors that's bringing it through. But what I'm trying to let you know is it's not Western astrology. So it's not the tropical astrology that I speak on in this aspect on this channel, okay? Because I resonate with the true sidereal and the VEDIC more than I would with Western, all right? So in the spiritual astrology, okay? So right now, the sun is still in Virgo, okay? Although they may tell you guys that it's in Libra, it's Libra season, it's truly not. Those that have a birthday, um, recently or even you're still actually, if you do your true sidereal chart, it will show you a Virgo. Okay. So Virgo energy is still here right now. Now we're in a Sagittarius moon here today. That Sagittarius moon that we're in, this is going to come out on today's the 29th. It's the Aries divine day. Okay. So, and that's the 29th of September. So this is in the year of 2025. So the ancestors want you guys to know right here today, which I'm looking at the time that's up here. It says 11 22 12. So 11 is low energy. Hopefully that's not what you're vibrating in, and 22 is that Uranus energy. I hope that you're not receiving a lot of that energy with this time that I'm seeing here, because this number means something, right? But I had to tell you guys anyway. So Sagittarius moon, Mars is still in Libra, Mercury is in Virgo. Okay, so your communication, you want to make sure you're on it, right? A lot of you will understand that, because right now will be a structural pause. One moment, family. Okay, sorry, family. All right, so I had to take that call. All right, so we're in Mercury and Virgo, like I was telling you, right? So a lot going around in reference of technology and so forth, that is in that Virgo energy, right? So we may see some things that with technology, with your computers, now is the time for you to start going through your, especially Mercury and Virgo. It's the time for you to clean up your communication habits, emails, voicemail messages, text messages, get things organized in your calendar books, things like that, right? That's that Mercury and Virgo energy. Being able to communicate well and, with others right now, right? Being diligent and being prepared, Jupiter is still in Gemini as well. Okay, so Jupiter is still in Gemini, although in the Western they tell you it's in Cancer. It is not yet in the true sidereal, which you can look out in the sky and see where the planetary alignment lies. And I'll show you guys also. I think I could still share. If I could still share, because I kind of let go of the features. So let's see if I can share. No, it lets me share. Wonderful. Here we are. Here's the planetary alignment, family, as I always show you guys so you can see. And you can go here just as I do to the sky line, right? The sky live. I'm sorry, sky live. So being able to look at the sky, what you can see visually with your two eyes, okay? Is it still if you click on the tracker and look out in the solar system, in the sky where the planets actually are, you're going to see that it's still in Virgo energy with the sun. The moon is in Sagittarius. Okay. Mercury is in Virgo. Venus is in Leo. Okay. Mars is in Virgo. Jupiter is in Gemini. See where Jupiter is in Gemini, right? Saturn is still in Pisces, retrograde. Uranus is in Taurus. I don't think it's retrograde, but Neptune is definitely retrograde, still in Pisces. All right. So I definitely wanted to show you that so you can understand that the planetary alignment is exactly when you're dealing with the true sidereal, is actually what you can physically see with a telescope with your eyes. Okay, so that's why it resonates with me, because I like the truth is the truth is the truth. I want to be as close as I can in reference of staying in alignment. Okay. And Chiron is still retrograde in Aries as well. K2 and Rahu. Rahu is retrograde in Aquarius, and K2 is in Leo. Okay. So, and Pluto is still Capricorn retrograde. All right. So we have a lot of retrograde planets. We have a lot of in the Vedic and the true sidereal. We still have a lot of planets that are sitting, other than the moon that is constantly moving, I think 2 to 3 days, right? But the crescent waxing, right? So the crescent waxing definitely is about the increase of financial abundance, intellectual prosperity, right? Things that allow us to have growth abundantly, right? Growth in all areas of your life, whether it's in your love life, whether it's in your finance. This is like a harvest time, right? But that comes also with the equinox that we just had. So it's a lot of different planetary energy that's moving and shaking, right? I get into that with my other High Priestess Key episodes, where I talk about the different seasons and equinox and things of that sort, right? So this is all happening, but remember, when it's waxing, it's expanding, it's gaining, it's getting strength to get to the full moon, right? Father, the light where you can see it in the sky, the moon, right? But also that feminine energy as well, coming through strong, right? Because when those energies combine, it's an expansion, right? Sagittarius energy of what we're dealing with right now, in that moon. But going back to the crescent waxing energy that we're in right now, self-elevation. You should be working on self. Chiron is in Aries. I know that's where my Chiron is, and I've been doing a lot of shadow work, right? A lot of shadow work, working on myself in reference to the things that I'm experiencing in life. So I advise you to do the same. Chiron in Aries is all about action. Aries is an action fire element sign, right? So Chiron being prominent, as well as this in the planetary alignment, especially in the nakshatras, right? Let me go to that too. get a little bit into the nakshatras, because that can kind of show me too what energy we're in strongly right now. It's a lot of Saturn. We got two energies in Saturn, which is Saturn and Neptune, but then we have a lot of sun energy too, right? We have Pluto, Uranus, and sun energy, and we have this actual sun energy in the moon. So those are the combined energy in reference of Hasta nakshatra. And that resonates with me because I am that energy as well. I have a Virgo moon, right? So a lot of you Virgos, the energy is very strong for you right now, because not only is that the energy for the sun, right? The moon. So that tells us about both energies coming together is very strong right now. That's why the veil is very thin right now. Okay. Your intuition, your divination, all these things are heightened right now, right? And then the moon is in Mula. Okay. Mula is K2 energy, and K2 is actually in, I want to say Leo. So yeah, okay. And Rahu is in Jupiter energy, which is in Aquarius, which is the Aquarius energy. Okay. So it's a very much expansion energy right now. Your money might get right. You know, you may be getting more things approved. You may be getting a new job. You may be getting a little bit more money there, especially if you've been asking for mercy and repentance, and you've been in prayer and meditation, and you've been connecting to your ancestors, doing your ancestors veneration, and tapping into your lineage, finding out about who you truly are, right? If you're doing all these things during this time, family, you're going to see an abundance of prosperity over your life in many areas, maybe even love too, right? And money, right? So this is the time, all right? Crystals that you should connect with: citrine, okay? Citrine is a wonderful crystal to combine that energy of enlightenment, clarity, abundance, prosperity. It's good, just like the pyrite, right? Agate is a good one. The angel aura quartz is a wonderful one, right? And right now, connect with cinnamon. Okay, cinnamon is a wonderful herb and spice and to utilize in your spiritual practice. We talked about this on Patreon, whether you're using it around your windows and your doors to bring in that positive energy, whether you're using it when you're first of the month is coming October, you need to be blowing it through your door, right? You need to be utilizing it in many ways, eating with it, whatever you got to do. Cinnamon is wonderful to use. It's an energy that brings in nothing but, you know, listens. Okay. Ginger, start Anais, okay? And just tap in with the ancestors. This is a good time. That Sagittarius moon is not going to be around long, but the Sagittarius moon takes us back to the law of correspondence. You being able to work with this energy on the other side of the veil, right? But also stuff that's in the physical, things that it's about seeking alignment. It's about the balance, okay? When it comes to that Sag energy that we're in right now, but it's also about understanding. Okay, it's also about forgiveness. It's also about mercy and grace and all these things that you should be doing and should feel at this time. Okay, so right now within this energy, within the crescent waxing in Sagittarius right now, family, that energy is definitely Archangel Gabriel. You know, work with that Archangel with this energy. Saturn is very strong right now in this energy. Okay, so you know what Saturn is all about. And Saturn in the Vedic is under the Ultra Bhadrapada. Okay, it's at 2.33 degrees right now in that, but it's Saturn on top of Saturn, which you know what that means, right? If you're not in alignment, that karmic or karma energy will come back full, tenfold restrictions, making you feel stuck, not doing what it is that you truly want to do because you feel that way. It could bring on judgmental things, liars and things of that sort. So you got to be very careful. Saturn can get very fierce, right? Saturn can make you feel fear, make you feel doubt, insecurity, envy, jealousy. Okay. But Saturn, in a good thing, if you operating out of integrity and putting out that good karma, Saturn brings power. Saturn brings money. People don't realize that. Saturn brings a lot of things, especially when it comes to business and communication and your finances. Okay. So on the other, it's always duality in everything, family. Everything, even the planetary energy. Okay. So it's just it's based off of you. What frequency are you in? Right? That's what I always tell people, even in shadow work sessions. The energy is about you. You control the outcome. We learned that early with my spiritual family. You control the outcome. So, with that being said, what does that mean? If you have all the clairs, because all your clairs is going to be highlighted right now for those who are spiritually tapped in with physical gifts, spiritual gifts, because that's that Sag energy. Sages are very, very, very spiritually highlighted, right? With all the clairs, all their spiritual gifts, if they're tapped in and they're in alignment, okay? They're the golden child. You must follow all the rules right now. It's about the external vibrations. The things around you is going to be affecting you in a major way, right? And so it is, right? But the law of correspondence is about you understanding the universal law, spirituality, and being able to balance this physical life with those laws, because that will set things into alignment. Otherwise, your life will be out of alignment. And when your life is out of alignment, everything is out of balance, right? In some shape, form, or fashion. And then you'll be asking for mercy and understanding and forgiveness for whatever it is, or you should. So these are just the things that comes with that. So let's get a message from the ancestors with our cards and we'll wrap it up. Don't want this to be that long. This is just the crescent waxing energy. Coming up with the full moon in October, the first. Ooh, look at that flying out. Fell on the floor. Let me get it off the floor. Neptune. So somebody, this is the energy of Saturn, because Neptune right now is in the same Uttara, Para, I always get this wrong. Anyways, Neptune, it flew out. Neptune is about relationships. Neptune is about, and it goes back to my Patreonians. If you see this, it goes back to our message today. And let me tell you in this, because that's the message from the ancestors, a reference of a warning. And look on the card, it says integrity. See that? Integrity. That's what you have to be working with right now in the Saturn energy and in the Neptune energy, because it's both in Pisces. And Pisces is water. But Pisces is also the duality as well, the two fishes, one going one way and one going the other. Just like the yin and the yang that you see on the high priestess holding it, right? So ancestors are telling us this is a time where you have to watch your mouth. Don't get in no arguments, family, because things, we got this message over on Patreon this morning, things can boil over quickly, okay? You must listen, think before you speak. That was our message this morning, and that was my message in meditation. So please, LTS, okay? So I had to bring that over here to y'all. LTS, listen, think before you speak. Answers threw it right out. Once again, integrity. And look at the mouth. Okay? And it's red in reference of the energy that'll be flowing. But it's also about a warning, because this card is about karma as well. It's a warning. Okay? So that's the energy we have first and foremost. And I'm going to keep this, and it's Sag energy, Neptune. So this is about, technology in reference of controls. You may not be in control of it right now. It may be something that comes up in reference of some form of technology, like I told you earlier. This goes back to prosperity and abundance, okay? Be careful what you say, how you say it, and listen. Think before you speak. This is a warning not to do something or you will receive karma. That's what Neptune is about. And Neptune right now is in this energy, okay? Relationships, okay? Be careful. There could be some type of energy that comes through in reference of a relationship. What else, ancestors, in reference of this crescent waxing? What is the message for us during this crescent waxing? Outside of the Neptune that you threw out on the floor, which was a major message for us. What else, ancestors? Crescent waxing for us, please. Crescent waxing. Right here. Yeah, because things can get heated. Look at that Mars. Mars is in Virgo. Once again, Virgo energy again, and then we got Callisto. Listen, this is definitely the ancestor saying energy could be off the chain right now, okay? You must be mindful, okay? And this is all about you, because that's a Callisto energy. Ancestors say, and working on you, okay? That's moon, okay? So working up to the moon, right? But then also having Mars energy here. So we got Mars, Neptune, Callisto. We got a lot of moon energy here. Ancestors definitely saying temperature is rising. People gonna be irritated and in some type of energy. And that's you know what I have a lot here? Sagittarius energy. Mars is connected to Sag. Neptune is connected to Sag. So much Sag here. And all that energy goes back to you. Moon energy. Warnings. Messages. Okay? So overall, the ancestors is telling you to be mindful, family. Be very, very mindful right now, because right now it's about communication. Everything goes back to communication. This is what you need to know with the crescent waxing. So communication goes back to Mars. Communication goes back to Neptune. Communication goes back to Callisto. All these things, okay? Things that you're going to be invited to, you know? People going to be trying to get you to come out, do things, you know? Things could spin the block. There could be some meetings there. Be careful of how you speak in those. Be careful, right? Watch, listen. I put the old shadow work session on here about learn to listen. And that went with the message this morning on Patreon, and the answers gave it to us again. I know it's something for me too, okay? Because I'm in the collective right here with you. So the answers is definitely telling us to be ready, be prepared for this transition. But to get there, you must listen, think first, and then speak. LTS is the message over here again today during this crescent waxing, which makes sense because the message don't change. The truth is the truth is the truth. Okay. So a lot of you in the Lion's Gate portal, Lion's Den, because of this moon energy, this Mars that you may have in your chart. Look where you see where your Mars is. Look and see what your Neptune is and work with that energy. Ask your answers. Work with your answers. What you guys fail to realize, with whoever sees this, the planetary alignment shifts everything in this universe. Okay, your feelings, your thoughts, everything. Okay, it's very important to pay attention to the moon phases and to work with your ancestors. Okay, get out of anything else, family. It's time. All right, so I'm gonna leave it for you guys here. I love you guys. This is a warning to take heed to the moon energy. Watch your words, listen, think, speak. Much love to you. High Priestess Key signing off. Peace and peace.